What's up guys, SB3 and welcome back to another video. It seems like grappling hooks are the new rage in all shooter games. And why is that? Well, because they're fun. Grappling hooks allow you, with the push of a button, to pull yourself to any location you want, within a given range, and with a certain velocity. But a lot of games do them differently, some of them doing better and some of them doing worse. And in today's video, we're going to be going through as many as possible and putting them in a tier list. Let's get right into it. Now the first game we have is Fortnite. Fortnite has changed a ton. It has had so many random items that have just been added and removed all the time throughout its last 5 years of the game being out. So for the purposes of this video, we will be going to their first ever iteration, the Grappler. The Grappler for Fortnite was introduced in Season 5, and throughout Fortnite's lifetime it has got 2 mythic variants in future updates. The Grappler is a pull grappling hook. Now what do I mean by a pull grappling hook? Throughout all these games, there are 2 main types of grappling hooks that you will find. There are pull grappling hooks and there are swing grappling hooks. Pull grappling hooks just pull you to that location. When you press the button and look at the destination, you will just be pulled to that destination in a straight line. And swing grappling hooks allow you to adjust your momentum during the swing, so you can do stuff like gain momentum and get further than just the destination of your original grapple. The Grappler is a pull grappling hook, meaning you just press it and you just get pulled towards it, but instead of getting pulled in a straight line, it kind of launches you up. You get range, you get height, and you get pulled to where you clicked on. In terms of situationalness, strength, and fun, it's actually a little bit low in my opinion. The Grappler is good for stuff like taking height in a build fight, but for traversal, it is basically completely useless. Because it is not on a cooldown and has only 10 charges, you have to be quite conservative about how you use it. And in terms of fun, I don't think it's really that fun to use. The Grappler doesn't feel great to use. It doesn't have that many options, and as a traversal tool, it's not that great because of its limited uses, and the fact that it launches you up makes it much less consistent than your standard pull grappling hook, which just takes you where you want to go. Not fun, not that useful. D tier. Next up, let's go through some hero shooters, starting out with Overwatch. Now Overwatch has one grappling hook, and that is the grappling hook on Widowmaker, and this grappling hook is the most bog standard pull grappling hook you can use. With the press of a button, you are pulled to where you were looking. But Widowmaker, as a sniper, if she had too many high mobility options, it would definitely get out of hand. So I think this trade-off is completely fair balance-wise. It is on a sniper character, and it's useful for getting height and positions on your enemies. But if you get dived, it is actually quite a decent getaway tool. On top of this, there is the movement tech where if you grapple upwards and cancel your grapple, you get a bit of height that allows you to get a mid-air snipe off. It's actually quite cool. There is some tech like the one I just mentioned, but it's really not that complicated. Overwatch seems to have a great disdain for movement tech, unlike some other games in this list. And the fact that it's the game's only grapple hook kind of makes it suck even more. Hold on. Am I forgetting something? Oh yeah, I forgot. Wrecking Ball. I don't like Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball is a character all about the grapple hook. It is his main mobility option, and actually, despite it being his only movement ability, makes him one of the most mobile heroes in the entire game. It can be used for traversal, repositioning, and even damage with his fireball passive. And it combos with his other abilities like his slam, which when you get a lot of height, you can slam back down to the ground and deal some damage. Wrecking Ball's grappling hook is a pretty good swing one. But there is a problem. Overwatch devs hate vertical mobility. You can use the grappling hook to swing in the air, but then Overwatch's physics engine will just take over and force you to go back to the ground without allowing you to get too much speed. And compared to other grappling hooks, it really just makes it feel janky and kind of bad. Sure, you are a beast when you're on the ground, but even so, it's still quite limiting. I like Wrecking Ball. It can be a lot of a nuisance, but I'm going to put Overwatch in the C tier, which brings us to our next hero shooter, Paladins. Paladins has 3 grappling hooks on their different characters, and they all function pretty much the same. Grover is a support, and as one of the first ever characters to enter the game, he has a grappling hook. And as you can imagine, it's a little bit janky. Grover's grappling hook is a pull one, just like all the other grappling hooks in this game, but it actually can't be cancelled once you pull it. There is no momentum changing here. It is a click on destination and arrive there type of deal. But as a support, you're not going to be using it often for flank routes and stuff like that, so as an escape option and as a repositioning tool, I think it's okay. However, there is some movement tech that makes it stand out. Despite the grappling hook having a decently short range, if you look at your target, press the button and look at a target somewhere else, even if it's out of range, you will grapple there, allowing for Grover to have up to 3 times his standard grapple range. This has been in the game for years, but I don't think they're going to fix it because it's fine. I think it's fair, and it's a fun little piece of movement tech for Grover. The next grapple hook to be added was Vora's, and this is on a flank, so you do have quite a lot more options. Typically, Vora only has 1 grapple, but with her talent, you can increase that number to 2. And listen, Vora is one of my favorite flanks in the game. She is just so fun to play. Vora's grappling hook can be cancelled, and you keep the momentum. Combining this with the air strafing buffs from a few patches ago, allowing her for unprecedented movement in the air with this grappling hook. It is a rare case of a momentum conserving pull grapple hook, and I really like it. Now the third character to have a grapple hook is Seven, one of the newer champions in the game, and Seven's grapple, it's just busted. It functions very similarly to Vora's, where cancelling it lets you keep the momentum, and combining this with the fact that you have 2 grappling hooks by default without talents, it has just insane range and movement speed, and their low cooldown makes Seven by far the most mobile champion in the entire game, allowing him to traverse most maps from one end to the other in 2 grapple hooks alone. Seven's grappling hooks are just insane and way overtuned, as are a lot of the newer Paladins characters. All these grappling hooks with their movement tech and their momentum make me think that these are the best pull grapple hooks on this list. A tier. Next up, we have Team Fortress 2, and you might think to yourself that there are no grappling hooks in this game, but hidden under the alternative game modes, you have Manpower, a game mode that is entirely based around every single character having a grappling hook. And what do I think of it? It's a bit janky, I'm not gonna lie. Manpower is definitely an alternative game mode. There is very little balance going on, and every single character having it feels a little bit strange. Allowing a heavy with a big old minigun and a big old health pool, you just kind of get the same mobility as a scout pretty much, is a little bit insane, a little bit imbalanced, but that's the whole point of Manpower. It's an alternative game mode. It is not meant to be competitive. It's also capture the flag, so going as a flank character, grabbing the intel, and just using the flank routes to take it back. It's a cheese strat I enjoyed a lot playing this. But in terms of the feel of the grappling hooks, they don't feel great. They are, again, bog standard pull ones. You click on your destination and you are pulled there. That's it. And while you can cancel it, there isn't the same satisfying movement conservation that there is in Paladins. Team Fortress 2's grappling hook is definitely an afterthought, and I'm not a massive fan. C tier. Which brings us to our next game, Realm Royale. Now I know you don't care about this one, so I'm going to make it quick. Despite it seeming like Realm Royale has pretty much every conventional hero shooter ability under the sun, it actually didn't have a grappling hook until Realm Royale Reforged, where the hunter's movement ability dodge roll was replaced with grappling hook. And I actually really like Realm Royale's grappling hook. There isn't really any insane mobility in Realm Royale, and the grappling hook fits right in perfectly. It's a pull grappling hook just like Paladins, where you click on a destination and you get pulled there, but you can cancel it and conserve your momentum. While it's not as insane as 7 or anything like that, it's still pretty fun. And honestly, I think grappling hook works really well in the game. It's fun to use, not annoying to fight, it's not insane or anything, it's just fun, it works really well. It's not amazing though, it just lacks the speed of a lot more fun grappling hooks. B tier. Next up, Halo Infinite. One of the new exciting features that Halo Infinite received in its hype cycle was the grappling hook. And honestly, after playing with Halo Infinite's grappling hook for a while, I like it. Similar to Realm Royale, Halo Infinite doesn't have many insane mobility options, and the grappling hook fits into that. It's more slow. It's more tactical, but it is good for traversal as well. Surprisingly, it's also a swing grappling hook. You can change your momentum while you are being pulled, and you do conserve your momentum. Combining this with Halo Infinite's low gravity makes it quite satisfying to use actually. It has a very low cooldown, but only limited uses. But you do lose it once you die because it has to be found scattered around the map, which doesn't make it completely insane. It is very satisfying to use and very fun, but it's still just kind of slow compared to other games in this list. B tier. Okay, well now I think it's time for that one game, and the moment you hear its name, you're gonna know where it's going. Titanfall 2, the gold standard for movement in any video game. Because Titanfall 2 is a good game, it has a grappling hook. And for most people, it is the default ability that you pick for your character. And there's a reason for that. It is so fun to use. Combining Titanfall 2's momentum-based gameplay with just an insane range, a slow build-up working its way into a strong launch when you use this thing. It is a swing grappling hook because of course it is. Titanfall 2 is a good game. Titanfall 2's grappling hook might actually just be perfect. S tier. Next up, we've got Titanfall 2's ugly cousin, Apex Legends. Now Apex Legends' grappling hook, Pathfinder, it functions pretty similarly to Titanfall 2's. It is a swing, and you can change your momentum, and you can swing yourself for insane distances. It's just not really Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2's movement system is based around traversal, but in Apex Legends, the movement is more micro, with, instead of the focus of the movement being to get you across large places, in Apex Legends, the movement is more useful for winning fights with stuff like wall bounces, slide hops, mounting, super gliding, and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. This is all micro movement on the micro scale. But Apex Legends' grappling hook, who is on the character Pathfinder, I think is pretty good. In terms of cooldowns, it's actually on a pretty long one. Because of its large range and its large movement potential with stuff like jump grappling and stuff like that, it is definitely a traversal option, which makes it useful in fights, yes, if you want to get the jump on someone, but on the whole, not that useful in the middle of a fight. But Apex Legends is not a movement shooter. Titanfall 2 is, so Titanfall's grappling hook is going to be a lot faster. So if we're comparing it to Titanfall 2, A tier. It's pretty good. Which brings us to our last game, Battlefield 2042. Oh, 2042. Your release was such a disaster, and your grappling hook? It's the most mid grappling hook there is. It's not bad or anything, it is also a swing grappling hook, but it doesn't really feel like it. You can change your momentum while using it, but barely by anything. While yes, the grappling hook is a swing, Battlefield 2042 is not a movement shooter, so the moment it ends, it wants you back on the floor along with everyone else. Insane mobility is usually reserved for the vehicles, stuff like planes and helicopters, and even hovercrafts. Yes, it is extremely useful as a repositioning tool, but is it fun? Not really. There's none of the fun movement conserving stuff, which actually is the other half of a grappling hook. What happens to you afterwards, whether that's just how far you got to your destination, or how far the grappling hook takes you still after your destination. And Battlefield 2042 in that regard doesn't feel that great. Along with this, missing your grappling hook triggers this really long reload animation, and while it doesn't count as a cooldown, which is nice, it makes it extremely janky to use. C tier. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this video. If there's any games you think I missed, any opinions you think I disagree with, or any other movement things that I should cover in a different video, I do have some ideas. Let me know in the comment section of this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and tap out. Peace. See ya.